Special angles have two methods that you can do them. You have the two triangles that you can use, or the quarter circle. The method you choose is the method you have to practice every time you do the special angles to make sure you can apply it in an exam. The triangles that I prefer are the 45-degree triangle and the 30-60 degrees triangle. 45-degree triangle is always your shorter sides are 1 and 1 and your hypotenuse is square root 2. You can also rewrite it as square root 2, and 2. The 30-60 triangle is 1 is opposite 30, 2 is your hypotenuse, and square root 3 is opposite 60 degrees. I prefer this method of doing it. It's faster, but you can also use the quarter circle. The quarter circle, you have 3 lines in your first quadrant of your Cartesian plane. Every side length is 2 units, and then you work from one side to the other when you number it. So if you start on your x-axis, you will start with your x is square root 3, square root 4, square root 3, square root 2, square root 1, and square root of 0. And then from there you go backwards again. So square root 4, square root 3, square root 2, square root 1, and square root 0. As this becomes easier, you will only start to write that it's 2 and 0, square root 3 and 1, square root 2, square root 2, 1, square root 3, and 0, 2. This is where the method of using x and y and r for your identities makes it a bit easier to do. So when you use this, they will give you special angles to work with. So if they give you sine of 30 degrees plus cos squared of 45 degrees, you draw either your triangles or your quarter circle and you substitute. Sine of 30 is 1 over 2. So with your triangle, sine of 30 is y over r, so 1 over 2. And cos squared of 45 is 1 over square root 2. But remember, cos squared means that your fraction has to be squared. So you have a half plus 1 over square root 2 becomes a half, which means you end up with 1 because 2 over 2. They can also give it to you in a fraction form. So sine of 45 times cos 45 over tan 60 times tan 30. Same again, you substitute your fractions that you find from using your triangles or your quarter circle. You have sine 45 is 1 over square root 2 and cos 45 is 1 over square root 2. Tan of 60 is square root 3 over 1 and tan of 30 is 1 over square root 3. Multiply, you get a half over 1 and simplify, so your answer is only a half.